Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry.
Same old, same old. You may think it all a mere bad dream. Except that when you wake up, you're a fucking werewolf. Looks like the transfusion didn't take because I am a fucking beast. Now let's see how well this... Wow! Almost 400,000 from that prick. Oh, well, there was also the 60,000 from Cause. Well, that was with a moon rune, so it was probably more than that. I wasn't paying attention, but damn! 400,000. Shit. Yeah, and I've still got... Oh, fuck, I didn't go back for one of her blood. Well, New Game Plus, I'll be able to get another one without too much waiting. Oh, man, I have not shown off my favorite attack of this fucking moveset. Hang on. Fuck you. Ah! Oh my god, he actually survived that. I love that shit, just grinding the floor. Ah! Now that's some fucking Nightmare on Elm Street shit right there. I love it! Now, seeing as how I'm not going to be picking out a new trick weapon or gun, I guess I can pick these up right away. Despite the fact that I have 34 strength now, still takes me half an hour to open that goddamn door. See how much damage I do to this guy with my fucking scream. 60. And yeah, the thing is, it's both your hands are separate hits. So they both have to land in order for you to do full damage. God, I can't believe I haven't been making more use of that attack. That's my favorite fucking attack! Ah! And it doesn't even... Hang on. Yeah, that versus this. Fuck, the scream takes off more stamina than the running running R2. What the hell? So yeah, I don't think I'll be doing any of the New Game Plus stuff. I mean, it's basically all the same shit at slightly higher difficulty level. Well, more health and more damage kind of thing.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
Wrong. I'm a beast. Just look at me! Okay. Now back to the dream, and then I'll be able to finish up the Chalice Dungeon stuff. But for now, yeah, I think... Turn to the dream once again, with my goofy hair and cape physics. Yeah, the way that shawl flops around is pretty goddamn weird. Glad to see the place ain't burning anymore! 24 insight, the doll still won't wake up. Oh, do I get another one for free? Well, I didn't take this last time, so why the hell not? It's free. Oh. Do I have the pistol? I do not. Oh, there we go. Another free one. Thank you for the goodies.
Aha! You must be the new hunter.
Looking pretty spry for a dead guy.
Welcome to the hunter's dream. This was... Oh, you're even the doll. Should it please you?
Oh, believe me, I'll get a lot of use out of her. Yeah, that will be it for now. We're all done the main game, unless you want to go watch me do some Chalice Dungeon stuff. I think that's about it. But, before we end this, I think I'll use this opportunity to show off some of my other builds. So, let's go have a look at some of them. And this next one, I think, you're going to find quite familiar. So, this is my main character. As you can see, he's pretty much exactly the same, uses all the same equipment. The only difference is that he's maxed out for shit. I mean, I've even gone beyond the soft caps with a few of my stats there. Everything's at 50, 70 vitality, and 51 skill. I figured, you know, what's the point of not spending all these blood echoes that I keep getting from the Chalice dungeons? I don't need... I can only hold so many consumables before they fill up my storage, and I don't need that many. Yeah, so I figured, why should I be walking around with 4 million blood echoes and risk losing them to a goddamn boss fight when I can actually spend them and fucking max this bitch out? Why the hell not? But yeah, he's got fucking everything. Well, almost everything. Got all the clockwise metamorphosis, all the runes. I tend to divide them into 3 kinds: faded, clear, and gleaming, or shining, or whatever you want to call it. Communion is one of the few that gets more than 3. It's got 5. Formless Odin has 4. Everything else has 3. And most of these shining ones can only be obtained from Chalice dungeons. This one, in order to get the faded one, I have to kill Adela, which I still haven't done yet. Got all these. All the fucking useless lake runes. All the deep sea runes. I already had all 3 moons. I got the 3rd eye rune. And there you go. 2 guidance runes. That's it. There is no 3rd one to be found in the Chalice dungeons. That was a big disappointment for me that the DLC didn't add another Chalice. Like a whole other series of dungeons just from the DLC. That would have been cool. Because then instead of selling you all the lost and uncanny versions of the DLC weapons, you could have like actually earned them from a Chalice dungeon. Yeah, that is my main character. Still working on the Chalice dungeons because even though I've gotten everything else, there's still one fucking holdout. So you got... no wait. See, uncanny loss, uncanny loss, uncanny loss, everything. I got fucking everything except the Lost Burial Blade. I've gotten every other friggin' weapon there is to get from the Chalice dungeons. Except for the Lost Burial Blade. Oh yeah, let's see here. Bowblade? Not here. Bowblade? There we go, Simon's. Oh yeah, I'm actually using it. The Lost Bowblade, which has a radial gem slot, a triangular gem slot, and a circular gem slot. And then there's the Lost Chikage, which has 2 radial gem slots and a circular gem slot. That's for blood gems. But like I said, physical damage increase, gems that are tempering, will increase your blood attack as well as all your physical attributes. So if you've got a triangular or waning blood gem that increases your physical attack by more than your best blood gem, then you should go for it, because blood gems only increase blood attack, whereas tempering gems will increase all 4 of those stats. But yeah, I got everything there is to get from the Chalice dungeons except for the Lost Burial Blade, and I've been through that place a dozen fucking times. I had the exact same problem with the Shining Eye rune in Great Ease on my very first game file before my PS4 bricked on me and I lost everything. And I think they deliberately do that to make you go online and use a glyph to get that last item. I don't know why they would do that, but I literally spent an entire month where every single day I would go through Great Ease multiple times in a single day for every day for an entire month. That was how I spent October of 2015. It's just doing Great Ease Chalice Dungeons over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And now I've done Thimeru Eel a dozen fucking times. I've got everything else except the Lost Burial Blade. And now it's just given me fucking insight items and it's bullshit. But anyway, that's enough of this guy. That's my main character. On to the next one. Okay. Say hello. Oh, wrong. Say hello to Raphael. This is my professional hitman, and as you can see, if I can get through these fucking bushes, Raphael doesn't like any of the hats in this game. Top Hat came close, but he didn't like that. Blue jeans, hunter's thing without the cape, and the old hunter's gauntlets, because they're the fucking best. And his preferred weapons are dual blades. I get to show off the Rakuyo moveset. We got the L2, R1 L2, R2 L2. That's how those differ. So, L2, L2. And, yeah. R2, L2, L2. So the L2 changes depending on what you precede it with, if anything. So this is my professional hitman dude. Older, knows his shit, likes dual blades. Fucking cool. Very serious, too. I kind of modeled him after, Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. He's grumpy and grizzled and fucking doesn't like anyone. Probably racist, too. And this is Professor Thulu. If you've watched my Chalice Dungeons 101 video, you should recognize this guy. Especially with this. Where the fuck is it? Hello, class. Welcome. He's my arcane build, which is why he's got the Rosmarinus. I did try to use the cause Parasite with him, and it fucking sucked. I used the Uncanny Parasite because it has a triangular gem slot instead of the waning one, which is much better for an arcane-based weapon because the gems you get out of Great Ease are all really good, have really good arcane stats, but they're all triangular. So I went with the Uncanny Parasite instead of the normal one. But yeah, even at plus 10 with a fucking 40 arcane, it's still a shit weapon compared to most anything else with a, you know, ordinary build. But yes, he's the teacher, he's the scholar, he knows everything. I actually based this guy's face off of a customer that I saw at work. He had like this bleach white beard that looked something that was like right off of Santa Claus, and his hair was completely black. It was just, it caught my attention, and I thought it was so fucking cool that I just modeled this guy after it. I did have another build that I called Govna, who was basically like, you know, rich, hoity-toity, used the knight set and fought with the threaded cane and the rider pelage, and he was supposed to be like this upper crust kind of fucking duelist. And then I kind of changed that into Ligarius Reborn, who is basically what it was, the yeah, the untransformed Holy Blade, Ludwig's Holy Blade, just untransformed for the short sword, and then the Burial Blade. So it's kind of like looking like Ligarius with the Executioner stuff. And then I just erased that and then made Professor Thulu. Very educated. this is Sarah Troy, a knight of old who, as you can probably tell from the lock shield, is out on a quest to go and explore the Great Ease Chalice dungeons. I created her because I was kind of curious to see if a level 100 character could actually handle a depth 5 Chalice dungeon. And if you watch my Chalice dungeon video, you'll get to see her give it a good shot. And her weapon is the Holy Moonlight Sword. And she'll be going into the Chalice dungeons and hopefully putting this lock shield to good use because, as the item description says, it was used to protect people from reduce all forms of non-physical damage. Let's see. Originally used to safeguard the leader presiding over a sacred healing church ceremony, and later supplied to tomb prospectors, in particular those exploring the Labyrinth of Ease. I kind of modeled her after all the medieval knights that I saw laying dead in the Chalice dungeons, like, you know, even like centuries before the events in Bloodborne, there was like medieval soldiers going down into the dungeons trying to pilfer treasures and stuff, and that's what she is. She's like the last of her order going into Great Ease. And we'll see how she does, if you haven't already, depending on what order the videos go up. But, yeah. Let's see, where's her name? Yeah, there, up at the top left. Sarah Troy. And if you, put a little effort into examining her name, you might figure out who the original inspiration for her was, or rather who may or may not be an ancestor of hers, let me put it that way. So that is Sarah Troy. Oh yeah, and another hint is that her secondary weapon is the Blade of Mercy. That give you any clue? Anyone? No? Okay. And this is Atavus, a word meaning ancestor or greater than great-grandfather sort of thing. This guy I created to basically give the old hunter weapons a decent chance because I wasn't really big on them at first, and I decided I should give them a fair shake. They deserved it. Let's go out here. So yeah, I decided I would model him as one of the old hunters who existed before the Healing Church. So he uses the oldest of the old weapons. That being the Beast Hunter Scythe and the Beast Cutter, which are actually pretty fucking good. I mean, this thing is great for gap closing and fast attacks. This thing has insane fucking range and does a shitload of fucking damage. The only problem is every single attack really holds you in position for a while after it's done. And even this thing has its uses for taking out, like that wide-ass swing takes out some pretty big groups, which really comes in handy sometimes. But yeah, I wanted this to be modeled after a hunter that existed before the Healing Church, which basically ruled out a lot of weapons, like the newer workshop weapons, like even the, yeah, even the powder kegs were regarded as workshop heretics by the church. So it's like before everything, before the Healing Church even started having hunters of its own, before Ludwig. So that kind of limited me to these two weapons, and I gave it a fair shot, and as you can see by my presence here, this character still hasn't fought Maria, but he's already at level 100. So yeah, he's still gotta beat Maria and go through the fishing hamlet and do that shit. But yeah, I gave the old hunter stuff a fair shot, and it's actually quite impressive. I was quite impressed. So that is Atavus, the ancestor of all hunters. Now say hello to the Ghastly Raven. And when I started designing this character, I just wanted something that was built around the Crow Hunter garb, because I just love the way these feathers flop around. It looks really cool and shit. So I was kind of inspired by like the opening events of the game where you have your memory erased, you wake up, and then you die to a werewolf, and then you come here to the hunter's dream. So I kind of figured he'd be a character as like, he's lost his memories and then he died. He basically has no soul, no sins to atone for, no virtues or anything. So I kind of figured like he went to the afterlife and sort of became an agent of the Grim Reaper. So now he's come back as this dark specter who's harvesting souls and shit, and that's why he uses that's why he uses the church pick, because it's kind of like the scythe, but not really, but not quite. And he also uses the amygdalin arm, which is kind of like a scythe. So he's kind of like an agent of the Grim Reaper, but not quite good enough to be a Grim Reaper himself, which is why he doesn't use the burial blade. I mean, look at that. That looks like a fucking scythe, doesn't it? And then you get this thing, which is kind of like a scythe. He's like kind of a Grim Reaper, but not quite, sort of thing. And this hat really went well with that look. And yeah, the pants and the gloves didn't really matter. What the hell kind of gloves are those? Oh, no, yeah. Those are Gascoigne's glove, I can tell, because they're under the sleeves. But yeah, this is the Ghastly Raven. It's kind of a hodgepodge of things that I wanted to do with a character, and they all got mixed up together. And yeah, this was the outfit that I found looked best with the Crow Hunter garb, in my opinion. And like his character, too. I don't just like making characters making builds based on stats, like, you know, a Vit Gouge build, an Endurance build, a Strength build, a Skill, Blood, you know, a different build for each stat. I like to actually make characters out of them and give them stories and make them interesting, so that is the Ghastly Raven. Now everyone say hello to the Lunatic Chimera. This guy was actually inspired by my Ghastly Raven build because of the amygdalin arm. And it kind of gave me the idea of a hunter who not only went fucking insane, but also started taking his power from the beastly monsters that he faced throughout his journeys. But I didn't want him to use the Embrace rune because I wanted him to basically, like, the plot behind... Plot? It's not like a fucking fleshed out story, but the idea behind this character is that he takes the body parts of the monsters he slays and basically kind of adds their residual life essence to his own. Like, he's got the amygdalin arm here, and then he's got the beast claws, which are ripped off of a dark beast, and then he's got this maggot wrapped around his body like that, and then he's got the antlers and the scalp of a cleric beast, and he just basically, everything he kills, he absorbs its power and makes their body parts and life essence a part of his own to make himself stronger. So that's why I didn't want to use the Embrace rune for this guy, because that would basically turn his face into a werewolf and you wouldn't get to see, you know, Brader's testimony with the antlers and shit. And I think he looks cooler this way. A lot more monstrous. So yes, that is the Lunatic Chimera. He's very proud of himself. Now this is Cynthia, and as her name indicates, she is a member of the Powder Kegs. Because she loves those extra mechanical weapons. Especially this sucker. Yes, that stake driver is definitely one of my favorite weapons. And, you know, the original version of Cynthia was a lot less serious looking than this one. I gave her some purple lipstick to match her goggles. But basically the original Cynthia was kind of like, I had this idea where I had a bunch of different characters with that I was going to do different voices for, and Cynthia was going to be like this valley girl who was really obnoxious and stupid and, you know, didn't take anything seriously and just made fun of people and their bullshit. Like, Jesus Christ, I know your baby's ugly, but for God's sakes, just, you know, get a fucking abortion. Who cares? Adela. Get over it. Take a nap. Don't worry. But yeah, I remade her. I deleted her and remade her, and now she's a lot more serious. So Cynthia is basically to the powder kegs as Luke Skywalker is to the Jedi. She's like the last of her order, carrying on their traditions and using their cool fucking steampunk weapons, because this game has really given me an appreciation for steampunk shit. They didn't really get too deep into it. I mean, the powder kegs are definitely steampunk style kind of stuff, especially with that fucking cannon and the machine gun. Oh my god, the fucking machine gun. Tell me the fucking machine gun's in here. Where is it? What the fuck? The torch? Are you insane? But yeah, she definitely likes the cannon and the machine gun. I pressed the wrong fucking button again. Look at that goddamn motherfucker. Look at that goddamn thing. You could fucking rip through a wall with that thing. In all honesty, the machine gun doesn't do a whole lot of damage for as fast as it goes through bullets. I mean, you saw that video where I was trying to kill Lawrence with this fucking thing. It wasn't doing very much considering how fast it ate through those goddamn things, but... Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong fucking button because I'm looking at her the wrong way. But yeah. What the fuck was that? What the hell was that saying of theirs? If a weapon ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. Yep. Fucking boom! And as you saw earlier, this cannon definitely saved my fucking ass. So yeah. Respect given where respect is due, goddammit. So that is Cynthia, my last of the powder keg build. Now this is a much more unique character. It's actually a cosplay modeled after someone else you may or may not be familiar with. I'll give you a hint. Here's your first one. First weapon is the threaded cane, which she almost exclusively uses in whip mode. Her other favorite weapon is the rifle spear. And, but her main, most favorite weapon is Simon's Bowblade, which she likes to mainly use in bow form. Now, if that's not enough, if those weapons aren't enough of a hint for you, maybe get a good look at her up close. Let's see here. Yes, you might notice that this particular outfit she's wearing has a purple gem located on her chest. It should be a little lower for this cosplay, but it's there on the front of her chest. It's purple, and she also has that what should be a big white spot on her forehead. Unfortunately, the limits of the character creator they kind of fade as they get to the top of their head. But yeah, purple skin, big lips, long pointy nose. Big white dot on her forehead, purple jewel on her chest. She likes the whip, the spear, and the bow. That doesn't tell you... You think you know who she is? Do you watch the TV show where she's from? Well, here it is. Here's who she is. It's Opal from Steven Universe. She uses Amethyst Whip, Pearl Staff, and then the bow, which combines both their weapons together. Now, obviously, the limitations of this game, I couldn't really model her clothes as close to what she actually looked like. In fact, here's a picture of what Opal really looks like. None of the pants or anything in this game puts that little shawl draped between her legs. Obviously, nothing has her shoulders exposed, unless I, had her topless. But this is the only outfit that put, like, the purple jewel on her chest where I needed it. And coincidentally enough, it was purple. Or at least it looks purple next to that white and red. And, I took the little dimple that they give you in the character creator, made it as big as possible, and put it right in the middle of her forehead for Pearl's gem. And then I gave her, like, the aquamarine eyes, the purple skin, the big lips, and the big pointy nose. And there you have Opal. She is very focused and very, Very classy. And finally, we have the character that you've been watching this whole time, Theodore. Modeled after, oh god, what the fuck is his name? The guy from Four Rooms. Well, not really modeled after, but basically he was the baseline. That nice, goofy smile that I tried my best to replicate, which is fucking impossible because they never show their teeth. But yeah, he wound up becoming a pretty much carbon copy of my main character because those were the stats and the equipment that I liked the best. But this is how he started out. I would have given him this hat early on if I could have, just so I could show off his happy smiling face. But yes, if you haven't seen Four Rooms, it's one of Quentin Tarantino's older movies. You should definitely go see it. It's fucking hilarious. And that is it. That is the end of my Bloodborne playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you feel like it, go right ahead and take a look at all those Chalice Dungeon videos that you may or may not have been watching. Well, go watch them if you haven't been already. That was kind of stupid. But yes, this is the end of the main playthrough. I hope you enjoyed all of this. I hope you can appreciate my lust for this game, which is fucking amazing because of all the violence and destruction and death and killing and murder, and it's so fucking awesome! I love it! I love the transforming trick weapons. I love the fucking guns. I love all this shit. It's fucking great. It's fucking great! Love it. It just does something for me that Dark Souls never has. Like, not even with Dark Souls 3, which I don't even want to get into all the reasons why I don't like that fucking game, but I just like this style of fighting way better. It's a lot more entertaining, a lot more guttural, savage, and violent, and I like that shit. It's not afraid to be gory as fucking hell, and disgusting at times, because, ugh. Jesus fucking Christ, man, come the fuck on with this crap. Blech. And this fucking bitch. Fuck you. Crazy goddamn psycho fucking whore. And then these things. Fucking... Ugh. It gets fucking gross, man. It's fucking disgusting. Especially that goddamn cauliflower head. That's just gross. But anyway, that's it for Bloodborne. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I will see you later. Goodbye.